Well, a month ago, Pinellas County businessman Leo Gavon and his accountant were indicted on federal charges for allegedly stealing $100 million from disabled people nationwide. 4 days later, the Justice Department fired one of the lead prosecutors in that case. He and two other former DOJ employees are now suing the Trump administration.
They believe the firings are political retribution for their involvement with January 6th prosecutions. 8 on Your Side investigative reporter Brittany Miller joins us live in studio.
Stacey and Josh, this federal lawsuit against the Trump administration mentions the Leo Gavon case. Former federal prosecutor Mike Gordon says he was handpicked to join the Gavon case 5 weeks before Attorney General Pam Bondi fired him without any warning or cause. Victims like Sean Burke, who lost everything, fear if this means justice will be delayed.
Hi, Sean.
7 years after an incident at a hospital left him a quadriplegic, Sean Burke put his settlement money in a trust at the Directed Benefits Foundation, a Pinellas County nonprofit, at the advice of his attorneys.
How much money went missing?
$700,000.
It has deeply affected my son's care.
Where's the money?
Sean and his family had thought the foundation and its founder, Leo Gavon, would keep his money safe.
The money's gone.
Gavon and his accountant, John Witek, were indicted on June 23rd for allegedly stealing $100 million from disabled people and using those funds to live a life of luxury. 4 days later, former Assistant U.S. Attorney Mike Gordon successfully argued for Gavon's detention.
I was handpicked for that role based on my history of performance and my skills.
The time that I talked to Michael Gordon, he was very helpful, and I felt like he was listening to the concerns that I had.
The next day, Gordon was fired by Attorney General Pam Bondi.
That same week that I was fired, I had just indicted the biggest, most important case in our district.
His firing is now gaining national attention. Gordon sharing his disbelief on MSNBC's Morning Joe.
Prosecution of Leo Gavon should represent everything the Department of Justice stands for. The ability to do big cases, important cases that touch people's lives, and that even the most vulnerable people in our society will be protected by their government.
Bondi's dismissal letter cited Article 2 of the Constitution, empowering the president, but gave no cause. Gordon was one of 3 January 6 prosecutors fired on June 27th.
What does your termination say about the integrity of justice and the ability of the Middle District of Florida to get justice for the victims of Leo Gavon?
It says that this administration is prioritizing revenge over the rule of law, that's prioritizing politics over justice. I wasn't fired for doing anything wrong. I lost my job because I did what was right.
Now he and 2 other fired DOJ employees are suing President Trump, AG Bondi, and the DOJ. We've reached out to the White House and the Department of Justice, but they have declined to comment on the lawsuit and the firing.
I feel like someone needs to step in. But other guys have followed it.
My firing creates questions that shouldn't be there.
Mike Gordon says he was blindsided, and so was U.S. Attorney Greg Kehoe. Kehoe has not commented on Gordon's termination, but his office wrote the case against Leo Gavon and John Witek will proceed as scheduled. Their trial is expected to begin on September 2nd. I'm Brittany Muller, 8 on Your Side.
The miracle of life comes in many different forms. Sometimes everything goes as planned.
Other times it doesn't, and suddenly you're at home in labor, surrounded by first responders you've never met. That's what happened to a Polk County mom. News Channel 8's Polk County Bureau reporter Stacey DeSilva joins us now live from Haines City, where let's call it a chaotic situation ended with some happy news and a healthy baby.
Yeah, that's right. Everything is fine now. That's what's important to say, Jen and Josh. But the O'Connells say what happened inside their home could have been bad. They didn't realize how bad until they got to the hospital, and everyone kept calling their newborn son a miracle baby.
Crystal O'Connell had plans for how she wanted to give birth.
I wanted to be at the hospital. That was it.
Yeah.
She can laugh about it now, but last week she was home, in pain, with her son Dominic making a quick and urgent entrance.
You're doing a great job, Mom, okay?
Minutes after her water broke, her husband Alex called 911.
Lay her on her back in the center of a bed or floor. I'm going to tell you how to help deliver the baby.
And I'm just like, holy crap, this is a lot.
With first responders from Polk Fire Rescue and Haines City Fire on the way, Alex O'Connell got into position.
So I'm just trying to think of all the Grey's Anatomy I've seen, in that regard. So I'm just trying to get myself ready. But they came just in time.
Haines City firefighter EMTs are trained for anything.
Sterile latex gloves, OB pads.
But for Ramon Granat, helping to bring a baby into the world for the first time stuck with him.
I thought about it for a week. A week after, I was still thinking about it, make sure the baby's okay and everything.
Once baby Dominic was born, the responders gave him CPR and rushed him to the hospital. After a few days in the NICU, Dominic is back home with his grateful family.
When things are looking bleak, to have that perseverance to keep working until you absolutely can't anymore. It's just one of those things, like, they just met us for the first time. They don't know us. It's not about who we are. It's about life, and giving him the best chance they possibly can.
And in some ways, just another day at work for these first responders who do deliver babies in the field often enough that they have those OB kits with them at all times. The O'Connells say they want to try to keep in touch with these first responders, especially a man named Gustavo from Polk Fire Rescue. They say he had a ton of experience and really took the lead here. Reporting live in Haines City, I'm Stacy DeSilva, 8 on your side.
What a story.
Yeah.
Speaking,
remember that forever.
No doubt.
Moat Marine Laboratory in Sarasota has a unique program underway to help the environment and help wounded warriors. The program is helping coral reefs while also giving purpose to those who have been wounded in combat. News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson joins us. He's live in Sarasota to explain.
Good evening, Stacey. This program is helping to restore coral reefs that have been damaged by rising ocean temperatures and other factors. But this program also has another very important purpose.
In the Florida Keys, a unique farm is growing a new generation of coral.
Because coral reefs are Mother Nature's natural first line of defense against storm surge, hurricane damage.
Dr. Michael Crosby, the CEO of Moat Marine Laboratory and Aquarium, says Moat has developed unique ways of preserving and growing new corals to be planted in order to replace dying and damaged reefs.
We developed some pretty novel, innovative technologies that now are used by many of the practitioners all around the world.
Dr. Crosby says coral reefs are an economic engine for Florida, protecting shorelines from hurricanes, but also by providing habitat to fish and other species for sport fishing and even commercial purposes. Now Moat is partnering with an organization called Combat Wounded Veteran Challenge to maintain coral farms and replant important coral species.
Moat's partnership with the Combat Wounded Veteran Challenge is one of the most rewarding partnerships I've ever been involved with.
Dr. Crosby says this program is helping these wounded warriors help themselves by giving them goals and purpose, and also helping them overcome some significant physical challenges from their combat injuries. Live in Sarasota, Jeff Patterson, 8 on your side.
It is Christmas in July here at St. Joseph's Children's Hospital, and thousands of gifts have been donated throughout the month. Now, hospital officials say that these gifts are given to kids for celebrations, their birthdays, holidays, or maybe when they're having a scary treatment or procedure. It may not feel like Christmas outside, but for the kids at St. Joseph's Children's Hospital, it sure is.
This day really has our community wrap their arms around us and bring toys and joy to children throughout the whole year. It stocks our closets to be able to provide support to those children all year long.
Toy after toy was donated for all children and teens. Each person donating has these kids on their hearts, especially Deputy Jordan Ream.
My son spent 16 months with St. Joe's when he was born, 4 months premature. We got to participate in this Christmas event here, so we wanted to partner with Amazon, and my wife also put on a toy drive, and we got a lot of stuff to give to the kids.
He says while his son John was a patient here, being able to get gifts for the holidays made such an impact.
Brought it back to our room, and it was just amazing. We got to actually feel like we had a Christmas.
The hospital's always in need of toys and donations to help their patients and families.
actually the financial support is huge for us too, because that allows us to bring in services to the hospital to help kids out. So we have massage therapists, yoga therapists, art therapists that can come and bring in extra things for the kids.
The toys and different therapies help kids get through these really scary times.
What the community does for these kids is everything. So just being able, something so small goes so far in the eyes of a child. Just even something small as like a coloring book, stickers, but even the bigger things, the Legos, the Barbie dolls.
A time Deputy Reams says he will never forget, and he's happy to be helping families with John by his side.
It feels amazing. All I want to do is be able to give back to an amazing organization and help families in the situation that I was in. He's at home, he's 2 years old, still has the trach, but he's off the ventilator during the day, and he's just the happiest little boy.
Christmas in July goes throughout the month, so you can make a donation through the end of July, but you can actually donate online any time of the year. I'll have that link posted on our website at WFLA.com. In Tampa, I'm Alessandra Young, 8 on your side.
Are responding tonight, Victoria.
Jen, Josh, well, the U.S. Department of Education says their review is now complete and they are ready to release those funds next week. And it's long-awaited news for some school districts, but others aren't jumping for joy just yet as they're waiting for that official notice.
I think that this just shows how diligent we need to be to hold our elected leaders accountable.
A sigh of relief for some, but not all. The U.S. Department of Education says it is releasing billions in school grant funds frozen nationwide while officials reviewed the money. Nearly $7 billion were frozen, with $1.3 billion released last week. School leaders say the funding covers professional development, mental health, after-school programming, and much more. The money was supposed to be released July 1st after Congress approved the funds. Pinellas County mom of two, Whitney Fox, says the news is bittersweet.
I'm worried, what if this happens again? What if the funds aren't unfrozen? I think that this isn't the first that we're going to see of an attack on the public education system.
Pinellas School Board Chair Laura Hine is optimistic following a town hall held by leaders on the matter last night.
We held a forum last night around funding at the district office. We had more than 300 people attend in person. We know more than 3,600 people viewed online. The interest in our schools is strong. This is another example of what happens when people use their voice and advocate for what's important for them.
The president of the Pasco County Council PTA, or Parent Teachers Association, Erin Kelly, says she's cautiously optimistic.
Will the government release the whole amount that we're expecting? We don't know. Are there going to be any additional requirements that they put on our school boards or our states in order to release the funds? We can't be sure until the funds are actually here.
Hillsborough County Public Schools also waiting for that official notice. A spokesperson telling me in a statement earlier this evening, quote, "We will wait for the official confirmation on the status of the federal education grant funds." Live in Tampa, Victoria Lucas, 8 on your side.